What's up, YouTube? My name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Welcome back to the channel. And tonight I'll go over my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this because I'm on the road to 7K along with that 3K watch hours. Follow my social media down below in the description. Now let's get started. Now AEW Dynamite was an average show, and I give it a 4 out of 10. It didn't feel like a grand slam, but it feels just like a Dynamite. So in my own opinion. So AEW Dynamite was an average show, and I give it a 4 out of 10. All right, here we go. It's time to hit one out of the park for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. We kick off AEW Grand Slam with Nigel McGuinness heading to the ring for what might be our opening match. Nigel McGuinness looks extra smug as he enters the ring, and we await the arrival of the AEW World Champion. Bryan Danielson's music hits, but after roughly 30 seconds, it appears Bryan Danielson is not here. Nigel McGuinness grabs the mic, saying he hasn't seen Bryan Danielson all day, calling the champion a coward before telling the ref to start the 10 count and stating that Bryan Danielson will be stripped of the world title. The referee begins the count until final countdown plays, bringing the crowd back to a pop. The pop gets even bigger when Bryan Danielson steps out to the stage, slowly making his way to the ring while giving his fist bumps to the front row. He climbs the turnbuckle, feeling the electricity and electricity in the crowd as they chant along with his music. Nigel McGuinness steps out of the ring, looking a lot less smug before making his way back into the ring. The bell rings in this match. In this match, a long time in the making, is finally underway. All right, so we get non-title match. AEW World Champion Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. This was a good match to kick off the show. All right, the two men stand up as the crowd chants in excitement, and they then lock up for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Nigel McGuinness sends Bryan Danielson back with an uppercut before playing to the crowd, and Bryan Danielson makes him pay by sending him to the corner with a forearm of his own. They lock up again, with Bryan Danielson escaping a wrist lock until Nigel McGuinness knocks him down. He gloats about this he gloats about this as he circles the mat, but Bryan Danielson takes him down before hitting Nigel McGuinness with a spinal tap. But Nigel McGuinness is back to his feet. He mocks Bryan Danielson before the pair lock up, exchanging holds back and forth, and they catch, as catch can matter. Before Bryan Danielson is sent to the ropes, Nigel McGuinness follows up with some hard strikes, sending the champ to the corner until Bryan Danielson strikes back, but this gets a smirk from the former Ring of Honor World Champion. The two trade strikes this time until Bryan Danielson sends him down with a kick to the leg. Nigel McGuinness appears to play this up, drawing Bryan Danielson and Mox up for some punches, but Bryan Danielson turns it around. Nigel McGuinness does all he can to break out, turning around for some more punches until the champ catches him with a few extra strikes. Nigel McGuinness finally escapes looking for the LeBell lock, but Bryan Danielson counters with one instead, forcing Nigel McGuinness to crawl to the ropes to break the hold. Nigel McGuinness forced the champ to the outside where he takes control by setting Bryan Danielson to the barricade before setting up the steel steps for a drop toe hold, sending Bryan Danielson down hard. He goes after Bryan Danielson's hand next before Bryan Danielson narrowly escapes disaster to get to his feet and sends Nigel McGuinness to the ring post. Nigel McGuinness turns it around by slamming the champ arm against it before bridging Bryan Danielson's back into the ring. Nigel McGuinness catches arm locking in a London Dragon dungeon until Bryan Danielson forces a break at the ropes. Bryan Danielson starts fighting back now, sending Nigel McGuinness down before taking to the top turnbuckle. But Nigel McGuinness intercepts. Tower of London sets up by Nigel McGuinness, but Bryan Danielson escapes before hitting a bazooka knee on his old rival, but grabs his forearm out of pain. Brian Danielson gets to his feet before laying in a series of kicks on Nigel McGuinness, culminating in a roundhouse kick that gets the champ a near fall. Brian Danielson brings Nigel McGuinness to his feet before sending him to the corner, but Nigel McGuinness catches himself for a handstand on the turnbuckle, only for Brian Danielson to twist his head to loosen the grip. Nigel McGuinness responds with a hard lariat and the cover, but only gets a near fall for his efforts before Brian Danielson looks for the Lebel lock once more. But Nigel McGuinness managed to break free off the hold. Nigel McGuinness gets sent to the corner, but catches the champ with a lariat off the ropes to take him down. Brian Danielson starts to fight back until he gets laid out with a ripcord lariat for the cover, but Brian Danielson managed to kick out once again. Nigel McGuinness goes back to work on the shoulder of the champ, who tries to fight back until Nigel McGuinness lays in some hammering elbows before picking Brian Danielson up and connects with the Tower of London after setting him up on the turnbuckle, covered by Nigel McGuinness, but Brian Danielson kicks out once more. Nigel McGuinness is looking to trap Brian Danielson in London Dungeon once more, getting getting it chance in as Brian Danielson tries to escape, leading to Nigel McGuinness twisting the arm back. But the champ managed to escape and lays in some hammering elbows of his own to wear Nigel McGuinness down. Brian Danielson gets to his feet as Nigel McGuinness follows suit before the two start trading strikes back and forth. This leads to both men going down, but Nigel McGuinness is back up to hit the ropes for a dropkick. Brian Danielson hits the ropes for a lariat in the Nigel style, but McGuinness Nigel McGuinness catches him with a lariat to send him to the mat instead. Both men are laid out, but the poisoning of Nigel McGuinness gives Brian Danielson an opening to go for a libella. Nigel McGuinness is struggling to stay out of the grip, but Brian Danielson clubs him with a forearm before clinching in the hole, only for Nigel McGuinness to roll through. But the champ is now on his shoulders and forces Nigel McGuinness back to the mat to get the hold in tighter. Nigel McGuinness shouts in obscenity, but appears to also say thank you just as he taps out. The ref calls for the bell. The winner by submission, Brian Danielson. This was a good match to kick off the show. A match 15 years in the making finally comes to an end as the ref raised Brian Danielson's arm in victory. But Christian Cage's music hits and the Panther has his AEW World Title contract in a pen in hand. Kip Sabian sneaks up behind him, taking the pin away before he runs to the back. Gives Christian Cage gives chase, being spooked by the sight of Pac and Claudio Cascanor before running off to the back. That part was funny. But Kip Sabian took the pin away from Christian Cage. That part was funny. We get a rundown of what's still to come tonight before heading to commercial break. What a match. Love the question of can Brian Danielson compete, still lighting right up until he come out to final countdown. And we got an awesome back and forth between Brian Danielson and Nigel McGuinness to fill up the commercial free first hour. Alright. Post match with Christian Cage trying to cash in was also very clever, and I like that Kip Sabian's fight against the Pat Tartary is still going great stuff in all here. Hashtag AEW Grand Slam, hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we go to commercial break. Back at ringside, Hook makes his way to the ring for our next match. Roger Strong is out next. Coming by the Undisputed Kingdom before this match gets underway. Alright, so we get the FTW Championship match. Hook defends against Roger Strong. And this match right here, this this was a this was a pretty good match in my opinion. All right, the two lock up immediately with Strong getting a firm waist lock on the champ, who tries to turn it around. Roger Strong sends him to the corner with the hold, but this only leads to the two going at it on the mat before Roger Strong is forced to take a breather on the outside. Hook doesn't give himself this going after him until the challenger gets away, grabbing a candlestick from nearby, only for the champ to give as good as he can, take knocking back Undisputed Kingdom as well. T-Bone suplex sends Bennett to the floor before Hook sends Matt Taven down as well. But Roger Strong gets the upper hand as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Roger Strong continues to maintain control as he eventually brings the champ back into the ring, breaking out of a hold when Hook fights back before trying to choke him out, only for Hook to get enough leverage to fight back to his feet. He fights out of a backbreaker but is taken back to the mat by Roderick Strong, who stomps at him until Hook gets to his feet once more. Roger Strong has him up against the ropes with some strikes, bringing him back to the center, which gives Hook an opening for a T-bone suplex, sending Roger Strong down hard as we come back from break. Hook continues to fight back, sending Roger Strong to the corner before hitting a Northern Light suplex for a near fall. Key locked by Hook as Roger Strong slowly gets to his feet, fighting his way out of the hole once he's in the corner. Matt Taven looks to offer him a chair, but Roger Strong is nearly caught with a red drum before he sends Hook to the corner, dropping him hard for a near fall in the process. He set up the chairs Matt Taven handed to him, only for Hook to send him onto the chair instead for a near fall. Roger Strong fights back with a gut buster onto the chair, followed by a running kick for the cover, but Hook kicks out. He fights out of hand of hard attack, unlocking in the red drum in the middle of the ring, and Roger Strong has no choice but to tap out. The winner by submission and still your FTW champion, Hook. This was a pretty good match in my opinion. The celebration is cut short when Undisputed Kingdom entered the ring, but it's only so that Roger Strong can get him new champ a handshake after a hard fought win to retain. Hook accepts and Roger Strong gives him a hug for respect before he and his crew leave the ring. Hook asks for a mic from ringside as Tony Schiavone talks up the history of the FTW Championship, which was created by his father Taz in this very city. Hook thanks him for that before saying that all good things must come to an end. He gives props to everyone who ever compete for the title before announcing that the FTW Championship is officially retired. He hands the title to Taz, hugging his father before making his way up the ramp to the stage for one last ovation. We get a graphic of the upcoming World Tag Team title match before we go to a commercial break. All right, man. That FTW title match was short but pretty sweet. All told, good stuff between Hook and Roger Strong. Touching briefly on the FTW rules before the champ retains. Hashtag AEW Grand Slam and hashtag AEW Dynamite. But I like how Roger Strong gave respect to Hook. But the FTW title is officially retired, guys. Just want to let you guys know that. Let's move on. Interesting development with the retirement of the FTW Championship. This brings the history of the belt full circle, and I can't help but wondering what's next for Hook. Hashtag AEW Grand Slam and hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we go to commercial break. Back at ringside, Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher make their way out for our next match. They head to the ring before the Young Bucks come out next, before this match gets underway. Alright, so we get the AEW Tag Team Championship match. The Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson defends against the AEW International Champion Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. This was the tag team match of the night, in my opinion. This was a very good tag team match. But the ending, I did not like when Don Callis handed Kyle Fletcher a screwdriver. I did not like that part. But this tag team match was the tag team match of the night, in my opinion. All right. We start things off with Nicholas and Will Ospreay before Matthew quickly jumps in to get involved. Kyle Fletcher rushed in, but the Young Bucks fend him off before posing to boos from the crowd. Nicholas grabs Will Ospreay as Kyle Fletcher tags himself in, and Will Ospreay escapes before a pair double team Nicholas before propping Matthew onto his brother for a launching moonsault from Will Ospreay off of Kyle Fletcher. The Young Bucks ends up on the outside, where Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher get the drop on the champ as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Kyle Fletcher rolls up Nicholas Jackson for a near fall before being sent out of the ring, where Matthew goes on the offense to wear him down. Nicholas Jackson mocks the crowd before bringing Kyle Fletcher back into the ring, tagging in Matthew Jackson as the Young Bucks continue to wear Kyle Fletcher down. Matthew Jackson gets some stumps on Kyle Fletcher, keeping him isolated despite Kyle Fletcher's efforts to fight back. A double team allows Nicholas Jackson to get a near fall before attacking in Matthew Jackson, who lays in a stump before Kyle Fletcher fights back as we return from break. Kyle Kyle Fletcher managed to fight the champ off long enough for a tag to Will Ospreay, who takes to the ropes to take the Young Bucks down after a tag to Nicholas Jackson, who takes a standing moonsault from the aerial assassin. That tag made to Matthew Jackson, however, and the Young Bucks take Will Ospreay down long enough for a near fall. They set the international champion up on the ropes for a double team into a powerbomb, but Kyle Fletcher breaks the count. The champ looks for a BTE trigger, but Ospreay takes them both out with a double ox cutter, struggling to get the right person pinned. In that moment allows for a kick out. Chaos ensues between all four men when Kyle Fletcher gets back into the fray, culminating in a hidden blade on Matthew Jackson by Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay and Matthew Jackson are cleared out of the ring as Nicholas Jackson and Kyle Fletcher go back and forth with strikes. Kyle Fletcher hits the ropes but is tripped up by Matthew Jackson. Kyle Fletcher shoves him away but is kicked down by Nicholas Jackson, who lays out Will Ospreay before bringing Kyle Fletcher to the apron, where the Young Bucks spike Kyle Fletcher with a TK driver onto the hardest part of the apron of the ring. That was a brutal spot right there. Nicholas Jackson rolls back in the ring as the ref starts to count. The Young Bucks looking for an easy win until Kyle Fletcher narrowly gets back in the ring at 9, only to be dropped with a kick by Nicholas Jackson as we go back to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. The Young Bucks maintain control as they wear down Kyle Fletcher, with tags made to keep isolated by Matthew Jackson hits a double stump. The beatdown continues as Nicholas Jackson tags back in, but only gets a near fall before Kyle Fletcher fights back with a Machoka driver, only for Matthew Jackson to make a tag going after Kyle Fletcher with a scoop slam and a tag to Nicholas Jackson. They hit a combination on Kyle Fletcher but only get a near fall as Kyle Fletcher will not give up. Tag made to Matthew Jackson once more as we come back from break, where Will Ospreay intercepts a TK driver attempt, leading to a double Styles clash from Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. Kyle Fletcher with a cover, but only gets a 2 count. Tag in Will Ospreay, who hits Matthew Jackson with a hidden blade, and Stormbreaker for a cover, for the cover. But Nicholas Jackson breaks it up before being sent out by Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay looks for a Tiger Driver 91, but it takes a super kick by Nicholas Jackson. Kyle Fletcher rushed in, but is sent to the corner for a more bang for your buck. Wells intervenes, but is knocked off, leading to a super kick as they look for more bang for your buck once more. but Will Ospreay intercepts, allowing them to hit a TK driver on Matthew Jackson. Cor- Carlos Car- Coriolis connects, but they only get a 2 count off the mat. They keep at it until Nicholas Jackson intervenes, sending Will Ospreay out of the ring. But he's sent out by Kyle Fletcher, who follows with a tope through the ropes. Don Callis steps away from commentary and handing Kyle Fletcher a screwdriver, which is that part that I mentioned. I did not like that part, by the way, before distracting the referee. Kyle Fletcher considered using the screwdriver until Ospreay intervenes, pulling it away before getting the weapon out of the ring, leading to the champs knocking Will Ospreay down before using a tag title to get the cover on Kyle Fletcher, but he kicks out. Will Ospreay is still down as the Young Bucks hit a double super kick and the BTE trigger to pick up the win, retaining the titles. The winner by pinfall is still your AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. This was the tag team match of the night, but the only thing I did not like was Don Callis hands the screwdriver to Kyle Fletcher. That's the part I did not like. But it was the tag team match of the night, so I enjoyed that tag team match. That was the match of the night. That was the tag team match of the night. Alright, it says great tag title match tonight. Um, really enjoyed the action between all four men here. Some nice story beats as well, with the tension between Don Callis and Will Ospreay leading to the champ retaining. Hashtag AEW Grand Slam and hashtag AEW Dynamite. All right, backstage we hear from the collaboration with who welcomes Rocky Romero to the mix before hyping up their Tornado Trios match on AEW Collision against the Learning Tree, just a few miles away from where the Briscoes had their last tag match ever. In all the excitement, reminds Kyle reminds Mark Briscoe to give us the word of the day, which is voice voice force furious. Did I look that up with the question mark? The word world may never know before the conglomeration heads out. The conglomeration welcomes Waukee Romero to the team and sent a message to their AEW #AEW Collision Grand Slam opponents. Watch hashtag AEW Dynamite Grand Slam live on TBS. All right, so we get a promo from Prince Nana. All right, Prince Nana provides an update on Swerve Strickland. We head back to the ring. We head back to ringside where Tony Schiavone welcomes Prince Nana. He hypes the crowd. He hypes up the crowd before Tony Schiavone asks how Swerve Strickland is doing. Prince Nana talks about the situation, saying Swerve Strickland is not clear to compete, but Swerve Strickland looks forward to coming back. Alright, Prince Nana is interrupted by the arrival of MVP, who reintroduced himself to the crowd before talking up Swerve Strickland's run with the AEW World Champion. He talked about all the men Swerve Strickland defeated, saying he saw it all, including the night that Swerve Strickland lost the title. He also saw Swerve Strickland's childhood home burn down, and the man that did it still walking around. He doesn't consider that a failure on Swerve Strickland's part, but of the man who is managing him, running Nada down for not doing enough for Swerve Strickland before offering his business card for the former champ to talk business. MVP heads to the back as we go to commercial break. And in my own opinion, I thought that Bobby Lashley was going to show up, but he didn't. But Bobby Lashley could be all elite soon. That's all I gotta say. Bobby Lashley could be all elite soon, or he might go back to WWE, but we never know. But in my own opinion, Bobby Lashley could be all elite soon. But we'll see, we'll see. All right, very interesting turn of event with the arrival of MVP in AEW, who has his eyes on helping Swerve Strickland where he feels Prince Nana has failed. Looking forward to seeing where this goes. Hashtag AEW Grand Slam and hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we go to commercial break. Video package: TNT champion Jack Perry is on his way to Arthur Stadium and his stand into Escape Mobile ahead of the opening challenge for the title on AEW Collision. Back at ringside, Yoka Sakazaki makes her way to the ring for our next match. Out next is Mariah May, the Women's World Champion, heading down the ramp until Yoka gets the drop on her. She sends Mariah May into the ring after the early burst of offense, getting this match for the title underway. All right, so we get the AEW Women's World Champion Mariah May defense against Yuka Sakazaki. And this match right here, this wasn't a match for me. So yeah, this was in my opinion, I gotta say this was a decent match, even though it wasn't it tonight. But I gotta say, let me give my honest opinion about this match. This was a decent match, even though I say I didn't like it, but I gotta give it this was decent. It wasn't very good. This was a decent match. Yuka Sakazaki with the cover right away, but the champ kicks out. Mariah gets enough momentum to trade strikes with Sakazaki, who hits a rolling elbow that sends the champ to the ropes. But Mariah evades a tiger feint kick to get a breather on the outside. Yuka slowly gets to her feet as the champ creates enough space for a running shotgun dropkick that sends her back down before Mariah brings her challenger back into the ring. Spinning side slam by Mariah for the cover, but Yuka Sakazaki managed to kick out. Mariah brings her up to her feet before propping her against the ropes, building up speed to drive herself into Yuka Sakazaki. The champ sends Yuka Sakazaki to the corner, setting her up for a hurricanrana, but the challenger catches her, trapping Mariah against the ropes before the count forces a break. Mariah starts fighting back, setting up for a Mayday, but Yuka Sakazaki counters for a near fall backslide by Yuka Sakazaki, but Mariah kicks out, only to be sent for a spin by the challenger who gets another near fall in the process. Mariah gets back to her feet, sending Yuka Sakazaki down for a near fall before setting up for a second one. Yuka Sakazaki evades a headbutt for a kick, and a Northern Lights bomb sends the champ down to the mat. Yuka Sakazaki heads to the ropes for a magical girl splash, but the champ evades before hitting a knee to the head and connects with the Storm Zero before the win to retain. The winner by pinfall is still your AEW Women's World Champion Mariah May. This was a decent match. So that's even though the match wasn't it, but the match was decent for what it was. All right. The champ celebrates with her belt before threatening Yuka Sakazaki with it, only for Will Nightgown to come out for the save. This leads to a stare down between the two until Mina Sakura music hits, giving the champ an opening the blonde side. Willow before running up the ramp to embrace Mina Sakura. She looks shocked by all of this as Yuka Sakazaki rushes up the ramp for revenge, but Mariah runs off to the back as we get a graphic for our main event before going to a commercial break. All right, decent little match here for the Women's World Champion. Thought, thought the bigger focus is on Willow getting involved post match, and Mina arrival leading to that story moving forward. Little bit of chaos but still some good stuff here. Hashtag AEW Grand Slam and hashtag AEW Dynamite. I think that Mina Sakura is going to turn on Mariah May. Some I don't know when, but I know that Sakura is going to turn heel on Mariah May. But AEW need to pull that trigger if that happens. All right, let's go to commercial break. Back at ringside, Jon Moxley makes his way through the crowd to the ring alongside Maria Shapiro for our main event. Out next is Darby Allin making his way down the ramp before entering the ring to stare Jon Moxley down as this match gets underway. So we get the main event of the evening. Oh, I was ready. I was waiting for this main event match right here. Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin for Darby Allin's AEW World Championship opportunity. And this match right here, this match was really this main event was good. That's all I gotta say. Good main event match. Jon Moxley gets the early jump on Darby Allin with a running strike, taking Darby Allin down hard in the process. He continues to wear down Darby Allin, focusing on the limb until Darby Allin fights back to his feet, only for Jon Moxley to send him to the corner hard with a hammer throw. The impact forcing Darby Allin to crash to the floor outside. Jon Moxley heads out to continue the damage, but Darby Allin managed to leap onto his back until Jon Moxley sends him to the ring to create space. Jon Moxley heads to the apron, but is caught by Darby Allin, who attacks his tricep and traps him in the turnbuckle before the ref intervenes. Maria Shafir helps Jon Moxley escape the turnbuckle, which allows him to back on the get allows to get back on the attack until both men end up on the outside. Darby Allin sets up a chair on the floor, but Maria Shafir steps in to stop what he has in mind as Jon Moxley gets on the apron. If I was a referee, I would have banned Maria Shafir. Maria Shafir should have been banned from ringside, but it is what it is. But that didn't happen. Taking Darby Allin down with a body slam onto the hardest part of the ring. The referee is checking on Jon Moxley after what happened to his arm, but this gives Maria Shafir a chance to lay in some strikes on Darby Allin, who finally gets to the apron. But once I said, like I said again, Maria Shafir should have been banned from ringside. All right, let me continue. Just in time for Jon Moxley to target his arm, trying to pull it out of the socket as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Jon Moxley continues to wear Darby Allin down, eventually bringing him back out of the ring before Darby Allin briefly gets to fight back, only for Jon Moxley to lay in some elbows before sending Darby Allin back in the ring as we come back from break. Jon Moxley lays in some hammering elbows until Darby Allin fights back, sending Jon Moxley out of the ring before climbing up the top to get the drop on the former world champion. He brings Jon Moxley back in for a code red, but Jon Moxley kicks out. With the turnbuckle pad removed, Darby Allin looks to get Jon Moxley in a bad way, but is fought off, sent down to the mat with a shotgun drop kick by Jon Moxley. Darby Allin is back in it for a near fall. I'm sorry, Darby Allin is back in it for a near fall on Jon Moxley before getting an armbar lock in. Jon Moxley back to his feet, bringing Darby Allin to the corner and setting him up on the top turnbuckle before slapping him in the face so hard that Darby Allin drops to the outside. Jon Moxley leaves the ring to wear Darby Allin down some more, but is sent to the steel steps by Darby Allin instead before he slides into the ring for a dive. But Jon Moxley evades him, sending Darby Allin crashing to the exposed floor. Jon Moxley then sends him into the steps before getting back in the ring as the ref begins to count. But Darby Allin managed to get back in the ring just in time. Jon Moxley goes back after him, but is sent into the exposed turnbuckle by Jon Moxley for a near fall. Darby Allin goes up, but is caught with a grounded sleeper hold, but by Jon Moxley. Darby Allin managed to break free of the leg scissors, but Jon Moxley transitions to a bulldog choke until Darby Allin managed to get to the ropes, forcing a break. Jon Moxley, Jon Moxley brings Darby Allin to the corner, setting him up on the turnbuckle once more. But Darby Allin fights back, taking a bite out of Jon Moxley as Maria Shafir tries to intervene. This is just enough for an opening for Jon Moxley to launch Darby Allin with to the mat with and Avalanche Death Rider DDT for the win. The winner by pinfall, Jon Moxley. I really want Darby Allin to win tonight, but it didn't happen. But Jon Moxley is facing Bryan Danielson. All right, good match, but excuse me, good match by the way. Jon Moxley circles the mat, opting for a little celebration before a hooded figure rushed into the ring with a neck tie, and it's Bryan Danielson. He looks to choke Jon Moxley out with it. And I can only imagine Justin Morris panicking at ringside until Pac and Claudio comes rushing down to put the champ down. Out, out comes Private Party and Commander looking for some revenge of their own to even the numbers until Jon Moxley and company escapes to the crowd. Brian Danielson gets a microphone calling Jon Moxley out for wanting a war and says he declares war. He accepts the upcoming challenge of Jon Moxley at Wrestle Dream, promising to kick Jon Moxley's freaking head. And final countdown plays as we get a rundown of what's to come this Saturday at Grand Slam AEW Collision with Jon Moxley and crew looking on from the crowd as Grand Slam Dynamite comes to a close. Really strong main event tonight between Jon Moxley and Darby Allin. Thought the action was just chaotic enough to play to both men's strengths, especially as Jon Moxley looked to wear Darby Allin down for the win. Hashtag AEW Grand Slam and hashtag AEW Dynamite. Pretty thrilling post match stuff as well as Jon Moxley's new crew has their enemies come out to even the numbers before Bryan Danielson makes a declaration of war and promising to kick Jon Moxley's head into and to retain the title at Wrestle Dream. Great stuff to close the show. Hashtag AEW Grand Slam and hashtag AEW Dynamite. And overall, this was a very solid, bordering on strong episode of AEW hashtag AEW Dynamite to continue the hashtag AEW Grand Slam tradition. Some pay per view quality balls here for sure, offset by shorter but still decent matches, all while giving some key developments in ongoing story ahead of Wrestle Dream. And AEW Dynamite goes off the air. All right, let me get my honest opinion what I think about AEW Dynamite. Now, AEW Dynamite was an average show, and I give it a 4 out of 10. All right, if you guys made it this far, if you guys enjoyed my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, please give this video a big fat thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think of AEW Dynamite, because AEW Dynamite was an average show, and I give it a 4 out of 10. All right, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. Follow my social media down below in the description, and I'll make a YouTube short video after this video. But first, I got some big news. I am moving to a new crib on October 18th. So spam up them W's in the comment section and congratulate me that I got the new crib and I'm moving in on October 18th. I'm very happy about that. So make sure you guys spam up them W's and KFG Club down below in the comment section. And I will see you all tonight for my world premiere of my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. But AEW Dynamite was a average show, and I give it a 4 out of 10. This AEW Dynamite did not feel like a grand slam. It feels just like it feels just like a Dynamite show to me. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. KFG Crew, KFG Kings, KFG Club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And yes, I will be live streaming Fortnite tomorrow live on YouTube. So I'll see you guys tomorrow live for some Fortnite. But October 7th, I will be streaming Dragon Ball Sparkle Zero every single day live on YouTube. Then I'm going to do the same thing when I create my second Twitch. I will also be streaming Dragon Ball Sparkle Zero live on Twitch on my second Twitch. That's all I got to say. But anyway, have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Catch your crew, catch your kids, catch your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. At the end of the day, be yourself. Don't let nobody tell you different. And at the end of the day, it's just too sweet. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.